4.1 goes over writing equations in slope-intercept form. We're going to apply what we did from chapter 3 into this section, as well as the following sections in this chapter, chapter 4. So it's all something that we've seen pretty much already. We're just continuing on with it. So with our first set of examples, we are given a slope and a y-intercept, and we're told to write the equation of a line given that slope and y-intercept. So you want to remember with these, your formula for slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b, where that m is your slope, and that b is the y value of your y-intercept. So if we look at example A, we have m is equal to 3, b is equal to 1/2. When we plug this into our slope-intercept form, this is just going to give us y is equal to m, which is 3, times x plus b, which is 1/2. So it's just y is equal to 3x plus 1/2. With these, you need that y, you need the x after the slope. So you want to make sure that both your y and your x are in your equations. For example B, we have an m of 0, so our slope is 0 and a y-intercept of -2. So this is going to be y is equal to 0 times x minus 2. That 0 times x cancels out that x, so that way we just have y is equal to -2. For C, we're given a slope of 7 and a y-intercept of 2. So this is going to be y is equal to m, which is 7, times x plus 2. For example D, we have a slope of 1/3 and a y-intercept of -1. So again, we can write this as y is equal to m, which is 1/3, times x plus b, which is -1. The positive and the negative next to each other just turns into a -1. So y is equal to 1/3 x minus 1. The next part of your notes for this section goes into writing these equations in slope-intercept form given a graph. When you're given a graph, you're going to find your slope by going up and to the right or down and to the right. Then you take your y-intercept, which is where that line crosses the y-axis, and you just plug in your numbers. So if we look at example 1, we have ordered pairs here that are 0, -3, and 4, 3. So with this, we're going up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going to the right 4. So our slope is 6/4, which is 3/2 in simplest form, and then that y-intercept is that 0, -3, so we're going to take that b to be -3. We're just plugging these into y equals mx plus b. So this is going to be y is equal to 3/2x plus -3. A positive times a negative is a negative, so that gives us y is equal to 3/2x minus 3. For example B, we have these two ordered pairs which are 0, 2, and 4, -1. With this one, we're going down instead. We're going down by 3, so that's going to be a -3, and then we're going to the right 4. So that slope is -3/4. Our y-intercept is that 0, 2, so our b is equal to 2. Plug this into y equals mx plus b. We're going to have y is equal to -3/4 times x plus 2. For C, we have the ordered pairs 0, 1, and 4, 3. So with this one, we're going to be going up 2 and to the right 4. So our slope is 2/4 which is just 1/2. Our y-intercept is that ordered pair 0, 1, so that b is 1. So we're going to have y is equal to 1/2 x plus 1. For example D, we have the ordered pairs 0, -1, and 5, -3. So for this one, we're going down 2, and then to the right 5. So our slope is -2 over 5. That y-intercept is at 0, -1, so b equals -1. So this is going to give us y is equal to -2/5 x plus -1. The positive next to the negative turns it to a -1, so y is equal to -2/5 x minus 1. So with those two ordered pairs, one of them is always going to be that y-intercept, the other is just another ordered pair on that line. So you're going to first have to find your slope based off of those 2 points. So use your formula for slope, that y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So for example A, they give us -3, 5, and 0, -1. So our slope is going to be -1 minus 5 over 0 minus -3. Those two negatives next to each other turn into positives, so we have -1 plus -5, which is -6, over 0 plus 3, which is 3. This simplifies to be -2. So our slope is -2 in this case. Our y-intercept, that b value, is given to us from that ordered pair, that's 0, -1. So the y value of that ordered pair is b, which is -1. So again, plug this into your slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. So we're going to have y is equal to -2x plus -1. A positive times a negative is a negative, so y is equal to -2x minus 1. For example B, they give us the ordered pairs 0, -5 and 8, -5. So automatically you have a 0, -5 here, so your y-intercept is that ordered pair 0, -5. So the b comes from that y value, which is -5. So b is -5. Next, find your slope. You could have found your slope first, like we did for the last question. It's perfectly fine. So our slope, we're going to take the difference of our y values, so -5 plus -5, over the difference of our x values, so 8 minus 0. The -5 plus -5 gives us -10. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking something completely different here. All right, so the two negatives next to each other is going to turn into a positive, which makes it -5 plus 5 all over 8 minus 0. So this becomes 0 over 8, which if 0 is in the denominator, it's just 0. So our slope is 0. So we're going to have y is equal to our slope, which is 0, times x plus our b value, which is -5. 0 times x cancels it out, and a negative times a positive is a negative. So y is just equal to -5. For example C, we have 0, -2, and 4, 10. So automatically our b value is that -2 since we have an ordered pair 0 something. Our slope, we're going to find by doing 10 minus -2 all over 4 minus 0. The 10 minus -2 is 10 plus 2, which is 12, over 4 minus 0, which is 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So y equals mx plus b. We're going to have y is equal to 3x plus -2. A positive times a negative is a negative, so y is equal to 3x minus 2. For our next example, it tells us to use the given information to write the equation of a line in slope-intercept form. A says to write a linear function f with the values of f of 0 is equal to 10, and f of 6 is equal to 34. This just means that when x is 0, y is 10, and when x is 6, y is 34. So these are the 2 points that they're giving us. We're going to do the same thing that we just did in the section before this. We identify that y-intercept, or that b, from the y-intercept, which is in this case 10, and then we identify the slope. So our slope is going to be the difference of 34 and 10 over 6 and 0. 34 minus 10 gives us 24, and 6 minus 0 is 6. 24 divided by 6 is 4. So plugging this into slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Y is equal to 4x plus 10. For b, we have to write a linear function g with the values of g of 0 is equal to 9 and g of 8 is 7. So this is giving us ordered pairs of 0, 9 and 8, 7. So our y-intercept gives us a b value of 9, and our slope is the difference of 7 minus 9 over 8 minus 0. That 7 minus 9 is negative 2, over 8 minus 0 is 8, so that's negative 1/4. Plugging this in, y equals mx plus b, we're going to have y is equal to negative 1/4 x plus 9.